Hey guys, this is Kathy with Kathy's Crafty Creations and DIYs. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I am tickled pink that you're here today, because today I have for you 5 Valentine farmhouse DIYs. I've been working hard on them all week, and I hope that you like them as much as I do. So guys, without further ado, let's jump into these videos so you can see what I've been cooking up for you all week long for Valentine's Day. Hey! DIY number 1 is going to be a Valentine flower box. I got these photo frames from the Dollar Tree. Actually, I got 2 of them from the Dollar Tree, and I went back to get some more when I got this idea, and they were gone. So I actually found the other 2 at Walmart, y'all. The exact same frame. They were the same brand and everything. So I've got my Power Grab, Loctite Power Grab, that's what I'm using in that squirt bottle right there. And I have my Gorilla Wood Glue, and I'm using both of them. Not in the same spots. I do a couple dabs of one, a couple dabs of the other. And basically, I'm just going to put these guys together, and, you know, like we make the lanterns. We're going to put the 4 picture frames together to make the wall. Except for we're not doing a lantern, we're going to do a flower box. And, this was a pretty simple DIY to do. It's pretty self-explanatory. So for the most part, I'm just going to try to hush, which is very tough, y'all. I'm from Tennessee, like we like to talk, okay? So I'm going to try to hush and just let you see what I've got going on there, unless I see something I need to tell you. I had forgotten I actually did use a few dabs of hot glue on the inside. I really didn't need it, but I just put it there for extra support. And I've got this cardstock folder, or whatever you call it, with all the different pictures of the cardstock in it. I got it from Walmart. It's called Delilah is the brand, or the name of it. It's beautiful. And I've got these heart cutouts. And so I found the cardstock that I like, which is that green and white color, and I cut this out because that's what's going to go on the inside of the flower box. I've got a small piece of foam board, and I just traced out the inside because that's what I'm going to use for the bottom of this flower box. I tried to put this on the bottom, and it really didn't work out that good because the poster board was cut like slightly smaller on one side. So then I put it on the inside like that and just pushed it down. It worked perfect. And then I just put a little bit of hot glue to keep it down there. And I have my cardstock cut out, and I am using the glue stick. I can't talk tonight, sorry. Using the glue stick to go down over it. And then what I'm going to do is just cut the heart pattern out from there. Because I actually use the foam board. You know, I put the cardstock on the foam board, and that's what I cut my hearts out of so that it would be thick and hardy. Not hardy, I meant sturdy.
Oh, you're so funny.
Now, the whole time that I was tracing those hearts out, I was just wasting my time, because in the end what I did is made the square like this and popped it right over the top of the hearts. I don't know what I was thinking. It just made it easier to do it that way, and I thought it was prettier that way too. So I have some of this Folk Art brand paint, and it was called Coral Rush or Coral Blush. I can't say coral very well because I talk so country. It's like Coral. Coral. It just comes out weird. Like, I don't know. But anyways, so this color I think is gorgeous. This coral color. Oh, it's so pretty. And it's actually one of my favorite colors, like, ever. It's like a blush pink. You know, like a mauve blush pink. It's so pretty. So anyways, I paint my flower box with that color because it's gorgeous. And to me, you know, Valentine's Day, of course, the reds and the pinks. And I wanted to put some traditional colors in there because that's what everybody goes for. But to me, it's like, I think Valentine's Day colors are this pretty mauve pink color with that green color of the cardstock. Those two colors together are just like, they're gorgeous. They just like complement each other, and they're beautiful. That color I just flashed, by the way, was Silver Lining from Waverly. It's one of my favorite colors to distress with. You can distress just about anything with that, and it turns out looking pretty. And when I start to distress, a lot of times I will mix the two colors together. Like I mixed that coral color with the Silver Lining color just a little bit. And yes, I use my finger sometimes. That's what I was doing to blend in. I like to blend with my finger sometimes. It just is a better blending tool.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you asked.
You see how pretty those two colors are together? To me, they're so pretty. They just complement each other so well. Here's my Silver Lining and my Elephant, both by Waverly. And I decided that the Silver Lining was very, very light to distress this coral color with. So I pulled out the big guns and thought that I was going to do a little bit of the Elephant just because it's a deeper or a darker gray. I always tear off the end of the paint sponge there, and I like to use that as a distressing tool because you can dab it like I'm doing around the corners here, and it just makes a really cool pattern, I guess you could say. I took these hearts. These are the hearts that come off of the signs at Dollar Tree, the signs that say love and have the heart on them. Those are the hearts that come off of there. I had 4 of those signs. I popped the hearts off, and I thought it would be just an extra little touch to stick it right in the center there. I thought that was just adorable. So I'm using bags to stuff down in here. I use bags. I use whatever I can get my hands on to kind of fill it up down at the bottom, instead of having to use like a ton of foam or, you know, like the floral foam. I use stuff like bags. I mean, whatever I can get my hands on. And I have these are flowers that come from Walmart. I got these for 75 cents a piece. Or maybe it was 50 cents a piece. I've got the tag on there, but I couldn't read it. And they came from Walmart on clearance. And then I also put in several bushes of the boxwood that you get from Walmart. And here is the end result. Isn't that beautiful, guys? I told you those colors just really complement each other. They're beautiful. And we're going right into DIY number 2. We are going to make a little birdhouse. Well, the birdhouse was already made, okay? I bought it at Dollar Tree. I painted it white, and that was at a different DIY that I had used this birdhouse, or was going to use the birdhouse, but never did. That's what happened. And then I have one of my small terracotta pots. It's not the smallest one. It's the bigger one that they have at Dollar Tree. They have 2 sizes. You get 3 of those little tiny ones or 2 of the bigger ones, and these are the bigger ones. So I painted it white, and I'm painting it with that white Adirondack, or however you say that word. I've heard everybody else call it Adirondack or something. But anyways, it's white paint. I don't know what the name of it is. Like, it stumps me every time. And then those girls just let it roll right off the tongue like it ain't nothing. And here I am just butchering the poor word. I don't know what it is. That chalk paint is made by Home Decor. And then, of course, again, I'm using my silver lining. I told you I like to distress everything with that silver lining.
As long as we had each other, everything was black and white. Driving in a car, never knowing how far we go. When we were younger, I remember a girl.
I started off, I was just going to distress this birdhouse. It was white already, and I was just going to distress it with the silver lining. But once I started putting the silver lining on it, I realized that I wanted it that light gray color. I take a piece of a pool noodle and I put it down in the terracotta pot because I use pool noodles a lot instead of floral foam. It's a lot cheaper. It's just a better alternative. And then I get the handle to one of those sponge paint brushes, and that's what I'm going to use to hold up my birdhouse. It's good and thick. And in the end, I wish I would have used a longer dowel, but I wasn't thinking when I first done it. It still turned out beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I saw the thickness of that dowel and it just went perfect with that birdhouse. But I wish I would have used one just a little bit taller, But you live and you learn. It's just crafting, it's not the end of the world. So I took my jute twine and I went around the bottom a couple of times there just to give it a little extra kick, just a little extra something something. And I am putting these coral colored peonies, I guess is how you say them, peonies. I'm putting those down in the pot, or so far I've put one down in that pot, and then that's when I realized I needed to put my birdhouse down before my flowers. So I am getting my birdhouse all situated there and getting it glued down. That silver lining really did make a pretty color for this birdhouse. It's gray. It's a very light gray. I took a little bit of this burlap and I am going to push it down and around the birdhouse. Then I'm putting my boxwood in and around the birdhouse because I thought the boxwood really gave it a nice touch. Then there's some more of that coral colored peonies, and then I have pink and coral colored ones that I was pushing in there too. They're kind of like miniature ones, the pink and coral color are. Isn't that cute, guys? That's just adorable. I mean, I'm crazy about birds and birdhouses anyway. I don't know why, but the past couple of years I've really, really, really gotten into birds and things like that. And I just think it's just gorgeous. I love it. I love birdhouses. And I go around the bottom of the pot, or the top of the pot, I'm sorry, about 3, maybe 4 times with my jute twine. And you know, I haven't seen any more of these birdhouses at the Dollar Tree since I got this one. It was probably at least 6 months ago that I got this one. And the only bird that I had was this little yellow one. Of course, it didn't match my flowers and stuff, but I was like, well, it's the only one I've got. So I didn't want to go to the Dollar Tree just to go trying to find a bird, because they usually don't have any that are prettier than this yellow one anyways, to be honest with you. They've only got like the yellow one and a silvery colored one, you know, at my store, because I have a very small Dollar Tree. So anyways, I'm doing my last little bit of distressing, touching up. And I just love the way this turned out. I think this is so cute. I distressed my flower pot just a little bit, not much, with the silver lining. I take these picks. These are little heart picks that come from the Dollar Tree. There's 6 of them in a pack. And I painted it with the Nimbus. The color is called Nimbus, and it's Waverly. It is a little bit darker than the birdhouse color, which is the silver lining. I almost said white lightning. What in the world? Like, I can't talk tonight, or something's going on. And I have not been drinking the white lightning, guys. I'm just saying, like, a silver lining is the lightest color of the grays, and then this Nimbus is kind of a step up, you know. White lightning, good gracious. I took my jute twine and I went around the bottom of the heart, just curling it and curling it, twisting it around the bottom. And then I'm just going to take my lighter and burn off all the little fuzzies and pop it right down in the side of this. And there she is. Oh, I just love this. I think it's beautiful. Beautiful. And guys, I want to ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? My channel's still new. I would be excited if you would just jump on and take this wild ride with me. Let's see where it goes. But please, if you haven't, please consider subscribing and hit that little bell, because when you hit the bell, 3 options will pop up and it'll say like always or all. And then there's 2 other options, but if you hit the all button, you'll get to see all of my videos, and I would be tickled pink if you would do that. But guys, seriously, please consider subscribing. I usually am not tongue-tied like this, but I don't know what's going on tonight.
And we looked into each other's eyes. Hey, I thought I was Romeo. I was looking for my Juliet.
We're going right into DIY number 3, and I believe this is probably my favorite. I've got my crimson colored Waverly chalk paint, and I got this home sign from the Dollar General store, and it was $2.50, and it was actually a little stand-up sign. And I pulled that part out, which wasn't hard to pull apart, and then it had 2 little like nails in the bottom of it, and I had to pull those out, and I sanded the bottom of it down. I took my silver lining and I am painting, no, I'm sorry, that's not silver lining, that was steel, the color steel in Waverly. And I am painting the HME with the color steel. but I'm going to leave the heart alone simply because that's the color that I was going to keep it anyway. So I paint my HME with the color Steel.
When we were younger, we were never running out of time. As long as we had each other.
I had to give it 2 coats because it had that red and white checkered pattern, so it took 2 coats to get over it. I've got this sign from the Dollar Tree, and it was Let It Snow sign. It is not as big as the ones that had, like, you know, like the Valentine love signs that are out right now that are a little bit longer than this one. It's not that long. So I use my white chalk paint. I'm not even going to try the name. And I painted it with the white. Now when I'm painting, and I'll paint the whole middle part really well with the white, but as I get to the outside there, you can see I leave a little bit of spots. I do that on purpose, but it's because it looks distressed that way. It's an easy way to distress. It's super easy and it's really pretty. So I've got my little handy dandy dryer and I dry it off. You know, I said I went over the H, the M, the E 2 times, but I actually went over this 3 times. I had forgotten that I did have to go over it 3 times because that pattern kept coming through. That red and white checkered pattern kept coming through. So I used my crimson, and I did go around on the red part of the heart because it was a slightly different color of red, and I didn't want that color. I wanted it that little bit of deeper color, which is the crimson. So I went around with my crimson around the heart. Right here, I'm just doing like slight touch up because I did get just a little bit of the red on the white part, which I didn't want. So I was just kind of dabbing my white around to get it, to get the red off. So I wanted to make my lines to look like shiplap. So you just use any kind of straight piece, and I use my fingers to like rub, and that gives a little bit of a distressing look. I have these 2 heart patterns. These are the patterns that came from the flower box that we did earlier, and I flipped those over and painted those black, and then I'm simply going all around this frame with my black. It's chalkboard paint. It comes from Dollar General, and it is a black chalkboard paint. So I'm going all around my sign and distressing with that black chalkboard paint. Here I'm using a wipey. This is another one of my favorite ways to distress is to use a wet wipey. And I'm putting down those hearts. I also am going to touch up and go around that home sign with the black. I go around with like a black permanent pen. I think it's called Painter's brand. It's from Walmart. It is Painter's brand. It's from Walmart. It's not a chalk paint or a chalk marker. It's, you know, just like a permanent marker. And I made little stitches all the way around my heart on the white part there. I made little black stitches. And I went all the way around every single letter and outlined it with that black. I take a white permanent pen and I go all the way around both of the black hearts and put stitches around those too. I got these plastic hearts that came from the Dollar Tree. There were 4 in there. They were meant to be garlands, but I opened those up and they had little like knobs on the top of them, or little knobs. They had like little things on the top of them where you could, you know, put, so you could hang them up. I totally lost what the word is I'm looking for. So I put those down on the black hearts, and I thought the red, at first I was going to leave them like this, like where you could see through them, because I thought that it was really, really pretty. But then when I kind of sat back and looked at it, it looked cheapy to me, or not cheapy, but it looked like, you know, like kiddish, like childish. And it took me a lot to get those things off the top. I don't know why. I used scissors. I used everything I could to try to get it off there. So I hot glued my hearts down on there. I took my home sign and hot glued it on there. And I made a little bow from the cutest little ribbon that I found from the Dollar Tree. So I took my crimson Waverly chalk paint and I painted both of my hearts with the crimson. It took probably 3 coats to go over this because it kept, they were kind of tough to paint. They're plastic, but they were kind of tough to paint, so it took at least 3 coats. I took a couple of those boxwood sprigs, the boxwood that we get from Walmart. I think it's $1.96 for each bundle. And I just took, I think, a total of like 5 sprigs, and I put it down at the bottom of the word home, that home sign. And I also put on my finger protectors because I have burnt the far out of my fingers with this hot glue gun. I don't know how many times. Like a couple weeks ago, I burnt myself so bad on my pinky finger that it literally, and I'm not kidding you, it burnt to the bone, y'all. There was a huge, nasty open cut there, and it took weeks for it to heal. And where it burnt my finger and it grew back together, it like burnt the nerve and everything because I have no feeling in that finger. And so I guess I have to learn my lessons the hard way. So guess what? Old Cat put on those finger protectors because we ain't going there. And I just used a regular like nautical rope to go on the back. I just looked and gauged where I wanted it to go, which was right over the top of those 2 hearts, and I wanted it to hang a little higher than what I normally do on my signs. I wanted you to be able to see that cord when you hang it. And that nautical rope was the right choice because it just sets this sign off perfectly. And all I did was put down some masking tape over the top of that. And for most of the time, like, you know, you put your masking tape down, and if it's a light sign like this one, it's plenty enough to hold the sign. And that's literally all it took to make this sign. I was so proud of this sign. You see me there doing a little sign dance with it. So here it is. Look how cute that bow is. It's like, I think it was a little monkey or something holding a heart. It was so cute. And it says, home is wherever you are. And I just think that's beautiful. I think that's sweet. Look how beautiful this turned out, guys. It's stunning. It's just gorgeous. I mean, for a Dollar Tree sign, you know, really. It looks like something you would get at Hobby Lobby, and it's even better looking in person. I know I say that all the time, but the camera just sometimes just can't touch the beauty of the picture. So the home sign was $2.50 at the Dollar General. And then I have $1 in the sign here, so that's $3.50. And those hearts, they came 4 in a package for $1, so you could say they're $1/4 a piece. I may have $4 in this sign. And I think it is gorgeous, darling. We're going right into DIY number 4. I've got 2 small pieces of cardboard, and I have 2 stickers that is an X and an O. And I have my carbon paper, and I'm just tracing out 2 X's and 2 O's because we are going to make the letters, the XOXO, with the reindeer moss. And we're going to put it in one of the Dollar Tree tins. So I just copied the X and the O, and I am just cutting it out with my X-Acto knife.
My world is spinning round, round, around. Oh, I want you now, now, now. My world is spinning round, round, round. And I want you now, and I want you now, and I want you now.
So I had to take my scissors and cut off just little small imperfections in the letter there. And I had to use my sanding sponge just a little bit to get it perfect so you could read that it's an X and an O. I've always thought it's so pretty when people use the reindeer moss to make either letters or like to make a topiary or something. But guys, they don't tell you how messy this project is. I'm just telling you right now, this was the messiest thing I have ever fooled with. And so I used this tray, and if you do ever use reindeer moss, please use a tray because it's still going to get everywhere. I'm just telling you. So you just put your hot glue down on the X and the O, you know, whichever part you're tracing out, and you just put your reindeer moss over top of it. And then you kind of give it a little haircut and shape it up.
was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old.
And I wasn't lying when I said I grab any old thing to try to pack down in these buckets. Here I'm putting craft paper. I put all kinds of stuff down in there just to, you know, take away some of the empty, so you don't have to put so much, you know, foam in there or whatever. I decided to use square dowels. These are the dowels that you buy from Walmart in a pack. And I am going to use my white, that word, Adirondack, whatever, the white color that I am going to paint my sticks, or my dowels, I'm sorry, with the white color.
I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is you do. I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is you do. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day.
I went ahead and still used a bunch of floral foam down in the bucket because I quickly discovered that the pool noodle was not going to work for this. It was not going to hold up the X's and the O's. And then I just put my reindeer moss in there to cover up the top of it. Do you know it took me years to discover that XO meant hugs and kisses? I had no idea. I knew people put it on the bottom, like when they're signing off a love letter or something like that, but I had no idea what XOXO meant. So I take this gingham ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and it is the red and white, and I'm just making tiny little bows, and I'm going to stick these on at the bottom of the X's and the O's, because I thought that the simpler this is going to be, it already has, you know, it's already pretty as it is, and I thought that if I go over the top and, you know, just like way overdo it, it's going to take away from the beauty of it, which it was really, really pretty, and it's very simple. Here is the finished product. The thing that I did not show is I did put 2 hearts on the bottom, and I put a key on the bottom. I didn't show that on camera for whatever reason. And this is DIY number 5. This is going to be a rose topiary, and I lost my footage on this one too. It's the end of the footage on that last one and the first of the footage on this. But if you have seen my Christmas topiaries that I did, it's the exact same thing. I purchased one of those foam balls from the Dollar Tree that it had like the map on it, like the world map on it, you know. So I took a bunch of roses, and all you do is you just pretty much, I would stick a skewer down in the ball and then put some hot glue on the end of my rose petal and pop it down in there. That's all I did. So you really didn't miss anything except for just a lot of watching me put all the roses on there. So I figured out which dowel I'm going to use, and I put a little bit of jute twine and I start wrapping. And I used my thicker jute twine for this instead of the little thin from Dollar Tree. This is actually the jute twine from Walmart that's much thicker. And I wrapped it around and around. I burn off all the little fuzzies. And I got this vase from the Dollar Tree last year, and I had spray painted it white with that Rust-Oleum 2 times already. And those little things that are sticking out on it, the little, I don't know what you call them, but it looks like, what do you call that word? Hobnob, I think is what you call it. And all I did was take the little fake pearls sticker things from the Dollar Tree and stuck those on there and then spray painted it, and it made that effect. It's really pretty. I had some heart stickers, and these came from Dollar General, and I painted those white because I'm going to stick those also on that vase. I used my scissors to poke a big hole so I could put this dowel down inside of my topiary.
You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You said my words.
I had to add some more of the floral foam, which it's very easy to maneuver, and I just stuck it down in the top so that the topiary would stay upright. Now this ribbon, I got this from the Hobby Lobby last year, and I think it is the most beautiful ribbon, some of the most beautiful ribbon I've ever seen. I took it and I wrapped it over 4 times, and then I took the Dollar Tree ribbon that is the burlap with the lace, and I wrapped it over 6 times, and I'm just tying those together with some floral wire. And then I pulled out all the little pieces there to create a bow. And then I made some tails.
What is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the sun, we don't care about the others.
I just hot glued that sucker right on there. Guys, I forgot to mention to y'all that I will be part of a collab on Friday. It's going to be with Creations by Favi, and it's going to be a collab where we are doing our projects on twine. So I'll be back on Friday. Here's the end result, guys. I think it turned out beautiful, very nice. I love topiaries. I think that any kind of topiary that you do always turns out pretty. Please leave it in the comments below if anyone knows what the real name of that is called, because I just cannot for the life of me remember it. And in case anyone's wondering, these candlesticks, there's 3 of those, and I purchased those from a thrift store last year, and I redid those and painted them. Here is a final reveal of everything all together. I'm so proud of these. I had such a good time making these for you guys this week, and I hope each and every one of y'all had a good time watching the video, that you at least laughed a little bit, forgot about all your troubles just for a moment. And guys, you know, every week I get so excited when I read your comments, and it just it's just so uplifting, and it just makes me happy. It makes me smile to know that there are still kind people in this world. So till we see each other again, bye-bye.